they'll know exactly what is leading at that time and what is required to get a new winner. We've had quite a few entries so late in the orders here over the last 3 weeks that have earned victories, including yesterday when Daniel Coyle took the top honors in our competition here, the qualifier for tomorrow night's main event, which again is our Longines FEI Jumping World Cup North American League Ocala. That Grand Prix is our Week 7 Saturday Night Lights feature. And if you look up on the board, ladies and gentlemen, that is actually a QR code that allows you to download the predictor game. And if you register for that predictor game, you have a chance to win some prizes. That is if, before the start of tomorrow night's competition, you're able to choose the winners. And again, the prizes that are up for grabs include exclusive Longines goodies, an FEI TV pass, and the grand prize, a trip for 2 to the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Finals that they are trying to qualify here this season. So click on that QR code, download it to your phone, register, and potentially win upon completion of tomorrow night's competition. We do hope you're going to join us for that Grand Prix. In advance of the competition, we're going to have some great entertainment for you. While you join us here in the Grand Plaza, we've got the amazing and acrobatic athletes of American Parkour joining us for entertainment, and they'll also be a part of our opening ceremonies at about 6:30 here tomorrow night. So they'll be with us. We'll have a lot of fun with that, and all of the pomp and circumstance you've come to expect here at our World Equestrian Center Ocala Winter Spectacular Series will, of course, also be on display. And then after the class is complete, we have the after party. That's happening at Kilo's Mexican Cantina following our Saturday night event. They'll host that after party all the way up until 11 p.m. You can enjoy delicious tacos, a cash bar, and DJ entertainment free of charge. All you need to do is show up with your friends and celebrate. And the winner's Wonderland cooking fees do, however, apply. But aside from that, no cost to attend the after party. So plan to join us for that. That's coming up tomorrow night. But here today is yet again a 5-star feature offering $62,000 in prize money. And again, it is our winning round event. That'll be underway here at 3 o'clock.
Giving back has been something that's always been incredibly important to me.
Doesn't matter where you come from all over the world, we are all people. We need to do something together.
I think if you've helped one person, you've made an impact.
This younger generation is what inspires me.
I think an extraordinary life to me would be to take chances, to take risks.
You can't make yourself be iconic. It just, you are.
When I look at a painting and my heart starts beating, that's impact. Or a piece of jewelry, definitely.
Step into the new era of jumping during the Longines League of Nations at World Equestrian Center, Ocala. Tickets are on sale now for Thursday night's thrilling Grand Prix and Saturday's prestigious Longines League of Nations event. Watch the world's 10 best jumping teams featuring Olympic-level athletes in 5-star competition, March 18th through the 23rd. Don't miss this unforgettable week. Visit wec.net to secure your tickets today.
The most important thing to actually win a class is to first believe that you can do it, even when the odds are not on your side.
Gallops down to the last, up and over!
Of course, by the end of the day, you also need a bit of luck.
The class father said, if you see something you like, I'll reinvest, and he actually bought Ryan's son. Like, Ryan's son actually suited me because he was quite sharp, quite sensitive. So I come out of school, I came up to the house and banged on the window. Come on, watch this horse jump. He was more or less a machine, you know, not many horses that are the same every day, and he was the same every day. Ears forward, right, where are the jumps?
We used to have a pig called Norman that I used to get on.
He made a sledge for hopscotch and he used to drive it around the field with the kids on it. You just wouldn't do that with your Grand Prix horse, would you, today?
I was in a hospital in Stockholm. I said, right, where's my jeans? It's Olympia next week. At least it's not boring what we do.
Will be over a first-round course with all 32 entries, and then the top 10 will qualify.
Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the World Equestrian Center, Ocala. Katie Stazak here. It is Longines FEI Jumping World Cup week here in Ocala as we gear up all week long to the finale of the 2024 to 2025 North American League season. That is going to happen tomorrow night right here in the Grand Arena. But first, we have more 5-star jumping competition, and today's feature is a winning round competition set at meter 50. 36 expected to jump the first round this afternoon. Winning round, always a pretty uniquely formatted competition. In this instance, the top 10 will return for a shortened course. Now it will be determined on faults and time. So if there are more than 10 clear, only the top 10 will come forward. If there are fewer than 10 clear, we will take the 4 falters, etc., beyond until we get the 10th placed athlete. Those top 10 combinations will return for that shortened course in reverse order of merit from the first round, but they will all come back on a clean slate with 0 faults. So it makes it anybody's game here in this competition. A super field. We have some incredible athletes here competing this week for those all too valuable World Cup points, and it's quite an international cast full of Olympic gold medalists, Pan American Games gold medalists, world champions. The individual Olympic gold medalist from Paris, Christian Kukuk, is here, and a super field also of very talented U25 riders today, among the likes of them and Nina Malave, who already took a win this week in the 2-phase 5-star opener earlier this week on Wednesday, and with that very horse in my Clementine. Continuing down the list, we'll see the likes of Harry Charles and Lily Keenan. Harry, of course, part of that British team that claimed team gold at the Olympic Games. Lily Keenan very much going to be in the conversation tomorrow when we talk about World Cup points. She is currently the last qualifying East Coast U.S. athlete on the leaderboard, and she's going to want to look to maintain that position. Katie Dynan here on the list. As we get further down, again, we're expected to see 36 come forward in this first round. Course designed all week long by Bernardo Costa Cabral, level 4 Olympic level course designer from Portugal, and he's assisted this week by the USA's Christopher Bernard. We're going to be seeing the first horse shortly, and we will get that Pathfinder to give us a first look at this track. Time allowed probably going to be pretty influential as well. That is set at 73 seconds. Fences set up to meter 50 this afternoon. And a great group of horses. A few young up-and-comers as well as some pretty experienced veterans. And if yesterday's competition was any indication, the horses have just been jumping absolutely brilliantly. We had 19 clear in the Grand Prix qualifier yesterday, and it was not an easy track, just showing how well the horses jump in this venue with all of this beautiful material in such a grand atmosphere. And the flag is set at half mast just for today in remembrance of that tragic shooting 7 years ago at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Very, very tragic event. Honoring all of those who were lost, and we continue to send our thoughts to all of the children in school that were affected that day and their families. So the first combination is on course, and boy, is it a good one to lead us off today. You're taking a look at Olympic gold medalist Laura Kraut, and she is bringing forward her partner from the last 2 Olympic Games. 2 silver medals Balatinue has given Laura Kraut for her resume, and they will come forward first. Surely a tremendous pathfinding combination here in our 5-star winning round competition. Malatinu, 15-year-old Hanoverian gelding by Baloo du Rouet. Fantastic pedigree, fantastic resume. Navigating that first line nicely. It's quite lengthy, really off your eye, 1 to 2, 8 strides to the oxer. A couple of rollback turns here. And Malatinu looking quite fresh. It's 6 strides to the plank, another 6 strides, a little bit more going, but downhill to the oxer. A bit of a hairpin rollback turn here to the left. They'll know this fence well. That is from the Tokyo Olympic Games. First combination on course set vertical oxer. And then this narrow upright World Equestrian Center vertical. They'll come here to the triple combination. It is set oxer vertical today. They do take the middle element down. This is Balatinu's first show of the year at 15 years old. They do really manage him carefully, but he looks fantastic and like he's feeling quite fresh. Up and over the last, they are going to pick up 1 on the clock, but it looked like Laura was going pretty intentionally steadying in the turns, probably setting him up for tomorrow's World Cup. Time allowed here this afternoon is 72 seconds, so Laura and Balatinu going to pick up a single time fault to add to that 1 rail, and it's a total score of 5. Well, we go from one Olympic combination to another. Shane Sweetnam of Ireland to join us next as he brings forward the 12-year-old Irish sport horse gelding, James Can Cruz. Again, it's just a cast of who's who here this week at the World Equestrian Center for World Cup competition. The first of 2 5-star events that this venue will host, of course, building up to the finale of the Winter Spectacular in the Longines League of Nations. That's to come in March. James Can Cruz, widely regarded as one of the very best horses in the world. Scope is not an issue for this horse, neither is power, and these two have just formed a lovely relationship and partnership. We did see these two jump the World Cup qualifier to kick off the season in Traverse City. They've started off their 2025 campaign nicely. They were second in a 4-star Grand Prix in Wellington earlier this month. Shane elects to add there and do 7. Again, looks like it might be, a calculated warm-up and setup for the World Cup here tomorrow night. Shane going out quite wide here to set up this fence. Yeah, and again, he's just making James Can Cruz wait 1 extra step, testing the gears, testing the rideability. This round is all about training for him today. And it looks like Shane's gonna elect to retire here. Again, just training, getting a few fences in ahead of tomorrow's class. The horse looks like he's feeling well, jumping good, and that's gonna be all for them today. And yesterday was a qualifying competition here in the Grand Arena. We saw a very large field of 47 horses. Riders were required to complete that round in order to qualify for the Grand Prix. They did not have to jump the horse that they are going to jump in the World Cup in that class. They do have to complete a course with that horse. And we saw Shane do that already this week a little bit earlier on Wednesday. He jumped a different horse yesterday and setting James Can Cruz up nicely for tomorrow's class with a few jumps here today. So we're going to head to Germany now. Renee Dittmer coming forward aboard the 10-year-old Oldenburg mare in Chelsea 179. This is a newer ride for Rene, but he knows the mare well. His partner, Chloe Reed, had been developing this one over the last few years. And before that, this mare was with Christian Cook. Rene just took the reins this year, but already getting a win under their belts as they captured actually another winning round competition at the 4-star level here last month. Definitely an option there. You can continue in 6 for those with a smaller stride. You can elect to do 7. Yeah, nice effort there through the combination. Really setting up for that more delicate, narrow upright. And meets the triple combination nicely center to center, but again, it's the middle element that comes down. This mare looks like a lot of fun, very sporty type. Little bit keen. Little bit of a rattle on the back bar of that last fence, but it will stay. It's a score of 4 here for Rene. 72.89 seconds. Is their time just within that 73-second time allowed. Well measured. So we do have a couple of early scratches here in the order. Lacey Oken and Daniel Coyle looking like they're not electing to come forward today. Both of those horses, Farrell and Orlean, both jumped yesterday in the qualifier, and Daniel and Farrell taking the win in that class very, very impressively. So resting those horses deservedly so today. Kama Godak also resting Carissa after jumping yesterday's qualifier. So we'll turn now to Cian O'Connor as he brings forward a younger one for him. This is an Anglo-European gelding by Billy Congo, just 9 years old. It's Belvedere. Cian really kind of built up his stable a bit and added a few new and exciting horses to his string in the fall. This one among them was formerly with a rider from Great Britain and Serena Kulic. They're off to a pretty strong start together. They were 3rd in a 4-star meter 50 competition in Wellington earlier this month. Yeah, and there Cian doing the 6 to the 6 right on the mark there. Cian is just a tremendous rider. He has been among the pillars for Team Ireland for so many years now and continues to be at the top of his game. And you just see him consistently adding new horses to his string, always thinking about the future and the next one up. Again, it's that middle combination that falls in the triple. Definitely set a little bit short there. They're going to be a touch over the time as well. It's much tighter today than yesterday. 74.94 seconds is their time with a total score of 6. For now, that'll put them into 3rd. Remember, you don't have to be clear necessarily to make the winning round. It's just going to be the top 10 that advance after this first round of jumping. Now, the course designer can, in consultation with the grand jury, elect to change the time allowed. They can lengthen or shorten it through the first few riders. They actually elected to shorten the time allowed yesterday. We'll see if they do elect to make any changes here. But we've seen a couple of schooling. We've seen, a little bit of a younger horse. This combination should give us a pretty fair go of it. We have seen the time allowed is achievable. Renee Dittmer doing so with Chelsea 179. Here's Katie Dynan, one for the home nation, and she is aboard the 11-year-old Zangerscheid gelding. This is Amiro BZ. Lovely horse. This is one that Katie's longtime coach Bay at Manly had been producing for a while and actually finished top 10 in the World Cup qualifier. That was in Ocala, held at nearby Live Oak International last year. Katie took the reins shortly after that event, and she's been riding the horse pretty consistently since last summer. They actually showed at Aachen, won a 3-star at Saugerties. Just get a little bit long coming into that line. They bring down the back bar of that first oxer. Katie has a lovely string at the moment, and that is led, of course, by Out of the Blue SCF, better known as Brighty in the stable. Another gray for Katie. This is one she's still getting to know a little bit. As Super there through the triple combination, first to clear it. Yeah, they're going to be a touch over the time as well. 74.33 seconds and a score of 6 there for Katie and Amiro. Still a positive round for that combination as they continue to build up their partnership. And we'll stay with the U.S. and bring in Kristen Vanderveen. Kristen aboard Bull Run's Celestial. For many years, Kristen had these veterans at the top of her string, and the likes of Bull Run's Faustino, Bull Run's Almighty, Bull Run's Prince of Peace. And she's added a few younger horses to her string over the last couple of years, and they look pretty exciting. That, of course, is led by Bull Run's Gira, who we will see tomorrow in the World Cup qualifier. This one is a little bit newer, just imported last summer. Isaac Ketteridge of Great Britain developed the horse through meter 40, and Kristen's been getting to know him. Another lovely gray stallion for Kristen. They've had nice results here at WAC in the meter 45. That was during a week of 4-star competition in January. But this is just their 3rd start at the meter 50 height. Really want to make sure you have your balance in the right place coming into this combination. Yeah, that was really well done. And Kristen's hustling. She knows that the time allowed is tight here today. And she's going to be just over it as well, 74.31 seconds. It's a score of 6 for Kristen and Bull Run Celestial. So that looks to be a very nice stallion there for her. Well, Harry Charles will be next. Rider for Great Britain. Harry jumped 2 horses in the qualifier yesterday, jumped clear with both of them, only elected to jump off with one, and he saved this one for today. This is Casco Blue. Veteran 15-year-old Oldenburg gelding by Choco Blue. Has some nice Cathargo lines in there. This is one that Douglas Lindelof of Sweden jumped on the Western European League before Harry got the ride, but these two are now in their 4th season together. They know each other quite well. you know, getting into his mid-teens. He's pretty carefully managed now with what he's jumping, but he looks to be doing so very well. Top 10 in the 4-star Grand Prix that was in Wellington on February 1st. You know, here's a place where you can really make up the time. You don't want to take that turn too tight. This can be a challenging arena when it comes to the time allowed because you have the space and you're lured into wanting to use it. But you can really get lost in those time penalties accumulate so quickly. Well, looking very good here so far. Yeah, I'm going to be within the time allowed. Just within it, beautifully measured on the clock, and another top round from Harry Charles. Casco Blue was our first clear of the afternoon, 72.84 seconds. With how the class is shaping up here in the early going, you would think that should be plenty good enough to make it back for the winning round. But still plenty more top combinations to see. And this is quite an experienced pair. Spencer Smith for the USA, bringing forward the now 16-year-old Hanoverian mare Quibel. Mare that he's been riding now for Gotham Enterprises for several years. Georgina Bloomberg, originally the rider there for this one. And they had some lovely results, but it's proven to be a super partnership for Spencer. But the mare did have a bit of time off, missed almost a year between 2023 and 2024. She's been back now, jumping consistently for a good 9 months. We saw them jump the World Cup qualifier in Traverse City. And then she had a pretty quiet fall, so now just building back up as she begins her 16-year-old year. This is a mare that was always thought to have so much quality. Spencer really being mindful of the time allowed there. Lands, immediately departs. This mare is just so well broke. Incredibly rideable, so well managed and light there through that line. And again, just shaving the corners, picking up those valuable moments on the clock where he can. And he really did kind of shave that turn to be mindful of the time. He does pick up a couple on the clock, but also in that little bit of rushing home, they do take down the penultimate fence. So it goes from 2 penalties to a total of 6. So we will turn now to Ecuador. Ana Cristina Gansauer. Anna bringing forward the 9-year-old Dutch-bred gelding. This is Loyalton. Another one that's a little bit on the younger side, a little bit newer to this level of competition. They've jumped a couple of 3-star Grand Prix here at this venue, but this is just their 3rd start at this 1.50 m height. Anna came here to Ocala about a decade ago, and she was meant to come for a short trip and be here about 4 days. Well, she never left. She's still on that trip, and she's made Ocala her residence. as she operates her Candor farm locally. This 9-year-old has a big step. And unfortunately, just a little bit of miscommunication there. She gets quite underneath that vertical, trying to tidy up her turn back. But she gives her horse a nice pat of encouragement and says, you know, it's all right, let's just keep going. Getting a little bit to the outside track there. They're just wanting for more space. This horse has a big step. That was a nice and quick reaction. It really makes that triple combination work out. Well, they add a second rail and a few time faults too. It's a total score of 13. 77.86 seconds is their time. Again, that time allowed has stayed steady at 73 seconds. So 5 time penalties added to those 8 jumping penalties there for Anna and Loyalton. So we'll go to Canada now. Kyle Tim is next to come forward, and he's aboard the 11-year-old Zangerscheid mare by Arezzo. This is Atomica de Sequoias Z. Going to give the jump crew just a little bit of time there to rebuild that fence. So Kyle's going to give himself a nice little warm-up there as he rides for the Rain family alongside Nina Malavey. It's been great to have Kyle here. He has such a great attitude. He's always walking around the course smiling. Great to see him with these opportunities. All right, starting up now. Kyle Tim and Atomica. We've seen just the one clear round so far, but a reminder that the top 10, regardless of score, will come back for the winning round. And that is a shortened course, so just like a jump off, except for the fact that you don't necessarily have to jump clear to make it there, and that everyone comes back on a clean slate. Anyone's game in that winning round. So it does look like they might still just be working on rebuilding that fence. Might have been a problem with that right standard. And that can be tough as a rider as you're in the ring and you're waiting. Kyle's making the most of this time to just keep his horse moving and warming up. But that's just more and more time since you've jumped your last fence. So you want to make sure that your horse is just ready to go and doesn't get, too dull. And forget that, it's time to go and compete. Yeah, it looks like there's just an issue with that right standard. They might have to bring in some more material. Sometimes, depending on the length of time, they will allow the rider to leave and go back to the warm-up arena. Looks like Kyle is having a little chat there with the ground jury. All right, the bell has officially sounded. They've actually had to completely replace that standard. And that was a fence that was brought in from the Olympic Games. Fence found on course in Tokyo for those games held in 2021. All right, and up and over the first two now for Kyle and Atomica. This 11-year-old mare is one that he's been producing for more than 2 years now. They really took their time together. They just jumped their first meter 50 classes last year. Had a nice start in a 3-star Nations Cup event in Spain in the fall. And off to a nice start here. A nice athletic type. And that was just entirely the approach into that combination, and you know, maybe a horse with more of, I don't even want to say a smaller stride, but a normal stride. He took more of an inside track and had to push a little bit, came down on the back bar, and then that just kind of threw out and threw off the approach there throughout the remainder of that gymnastic test. It's just a domino effect. Just over the time allowed. So that's going to add 1 to their 2-rail tally. Only coming in that triple combination. The rest looked very, very good. Well, Daniel Coyle is really the man of the hour. He was absolutely sensational yesterday in that Lugano Diamonds qualifier, taking the win with Farrell. Today, he is bringing forward a younger mount. This is a 9-year-old Dutch-bred mare by Carrera, out of a Mr. Blue mare. This is Lingna VDL. Daniel got this one last winter, was formerly ridden by Luke Hill of Great Britain. Just take an early rail there at the Oxer. This one looking a little bit keen, maybe running Daniel a touch past where he ideally would like to be. But they had a nice season last year as they've gotten to know one another. By the year's end, they placed in every class that they jumped at Dublin. They've jumped a lot of classes here at this venue, and that is because Lothlorien Farm and Ariel Grange, their operation is now based in the winter here out of Ocala. They've built an incredible facility, really believed in the opportunities to develop horses here. Today, Daniel elects to call it a day. He will retire on course with Lingna VDL, maybe just not quite loving what he was feeling underneath him. Wants the young horse to have a positive experience. And we will surely see more of them. We'll definitely see more of Daniel as he aims incredible for the World Cup qualifier here tomorrow night. So Laura Kraut going to bring forward a second ride here this afternoon. This is another 9-year-old. This one, a Dutch bred by Eldorado out of an Indoctro mare. This one was being produced in the Netherlands. Her name is Lady D, and Laura got her just in the fall. Again, they've been kind of building up for this week here in Ocala. They took a 2-star here at WEC in January. Also jumped a bit on the grass in Wellington, where they were winners at the 4-star level. Again, newer to this height, the 9-year-old year, just so important to these elite jumpers when it comes to development. Just her second competition at this meter 50 height. Laura definitely thinking about a training round. First go round here with Balatonue. And this is going to be also a little bit about training, but in a different way, with a more of an idea toward being competitive. But this is still a newer experience for this horse. But absolutely looking ready for the occasion. They should be just fine on the clock too. Yeah, beautiful round there for Laura. Probably the most economical on the clock as well. 71.2 seconds. They will go straight to the top there. Laura Kraut and Lady D. Yeah, so Laura going straight to the top of the standings here. The top 10 based off of faults and time will return for the winning round. So Laura on top, Harry Charles currently sitting in second with Casco Blue. Those are the only two clear efforts we've seen here so far. Renee Dittmer in third with Chelsea 179. Laura Kraut sitting in fourth with Balatonue, her first ride through the gate today. And Kristen Vanderveen and Bull Run Celestial currently sitting in fifth. We'll turn now to one of our younger riders here, Tom Watchman, in the ring aboard the 10-year-old mare Abora's Laura. Tom, very well mounted, an exciting up-and-coming rider. Actually showed this one in the U25 division last year in Wellington as he got to know a little bit of a younger horse and has played a bigger role in producing her. His Coolmore show jumping operation got this one, and then Cian O'Connor, his coach, actually showed the mare in the 8-year-old final at Dublin before Tom took the reins. And as they've kind of taken that next step forward in their careers together, they were top 10 in a 4-star meter 50 in Wellington earlier this month. Tom and his brother Max, both very much committed to the sport. Some brilliant young talent there for Ireland in the pipeline. Yeah, very quick back to this final line. It'll be close on the clock. They just get it. That was some quick thinking there in the final line. Tom Watchman moves into third, 72.87 seconds. He and Abora's Laura are clear. A super result for the young rider. And now to Dara Kenny, another young one that he's bringing up the pipeline. This is a 9-year-old Dutch red mare by Cannon. This is Lightning. This is one that Gavin Harley of Ireland started. She and Dara debuted internationally in the fall. They took a win at Old Salem in New York, but this is their first start at meter 50. And I think when it comes to the time allowed, you have to commit to doing 6 to that oxer. You know, when it comes to the distance, if you want to If you feel like it's better for your horse and you need to do the 7, you're going to have to fly everywhere else to make that time allowed. That's become kind of a decision almost made for you. Dara just cruises up there nicely. This one really smart with its hind end. And Tara has been super smart in riding his track here. He'll be plenty good on the clock as they're starting to crack the code here in this 5-star winning round competition. 70.89 seconds. There's your new leader. Dara Kenny and Lightning go to the top. Now remember, this competition is not decided after this round. It decides the 10 riders that advance. So you just want to make it within that top 10 and you'll advance and get a clean slate for our short course here in this winning round format. Dara looking like he's done plenty good enough to assure himself a place in that winning round. A very nice looking 9-year-old there. Absolutely no issues stepping up to the height. So we'll turn now to France and Nina Malave. Nina bringing forward her longtime partner in My Clementine. Absolutely lovely Irish-bred 10-year-old mare by Obos Quality. Out of a cashmere mare. Some really lovely breeding. And this mare is just a winner through and through. What a fun partnership this is. Nina Malave, still a U25 rider, has such poise and professionalism and bravery, confidence for her age. It's really remarkable to watch as she debuted in the qualifier yesterday with Nika van de Bishop and jumped an outstanding round. And this is a horse that she knows much better, and they already have taken a win this week, doing so in the 2 phase. That was the opening international competition here on Wednesday. Yeah, brilliantly done. This is a mare that Nina has used mostly in speed classes. And she's so good at jumping out of a rhythm. Very, very careful. And Nina said she really thinks that this mare just enjoys it, loves going fast. But she does think that she has still bigger classes in her. She said they're just taking their time to do so. This mare is like cat-like over the fences. Oh, just have to think about the time a little. Oh, they will pick up some on the clock. Oh, that's a shame. The mare jumped brilliantly. Still might be good enough to come back for the winning round. If so, very much watch out for that combination. They are so fast. Picking up 3 on the clock there, Nina Malave and My Clementine. Now they move into 5th. Remember, we take our top 10 back for that winning round. So we'll go to Spain now. Here's Francisco Goyoaga Moye. He's aboard the 10-year-old Oldenburg gelding by Cornet Oblensky out of a staccato mare. This is Staccato Cornet. Francisco partnered with this gelding about a year and a half. The nice finish in a 3-star Grand Prix in Traverse City, Michigan in the fall. And only stepped up to this level, you know, in the past year. Actually jumped their first meter 55 classes as they kicked off 2025. So this is a horse Francisco sees a lot of promise for the future and bigger things. Yeah, really want to take care of that first 6 to the plank early and be able to continue forward to that oxer. Yeah, beautifully back to the vertical. That is the track you want to take when you're thinking about today's very tight time. Well, it's another brilliant round. Just over that time. I think that should be good enough to make it through. We shall see. A single time penalty could prove costly. So far, it's going to put them into 6th. Actually, it's going to put them into 5th. Just edging there, Nina Malave and Mai Clementine.
Move along to our rider for the USA, Alessandra Longines. She is here on River, 14-year-old Real Dutch Blood mare by numero uno.
All right, back to the home nation as Alex Volpe joins us. This is a veteran 14-year-old Dutch bred mare by numero uno. The name is Glamour. And Alex actually has a couple of younger horses at the moment. She got this one last spring and just added a little bit of experience to her string. So they spent their summer in Europe. They ended their tour with a 3-star win at Dinard. And again, they've won at this format and at this venue. They took the top spot in the 3-star winning round competition that was held here during the December series. "28 weeks of hunter jumper competition take place each year at this venue here at the World Equestrian Center Ocala. That, in addition to 11 weeks of dressage competition. There's actually a 3-star international dressage event, CDI 3-star, happening concurrently here this week at this venue. Oh, hold on, Alex. Oh, that's a shame. It was looking so good. And then a little bit of miscommunication there. Good on Alex to hang on. Alex was ready to leave, and the horse said, oh, not quite yet. I need to fit in another step. But again, this is an experienced mare, experienced rider. They should be unfazed from that, though it is the greatest challenge of a rider to put those kind of mistakes behind you and just continue on. But yeah, the fence is absolutely no problem. She's going to elect to just call it a day. Again, this is an experienced mare, so she's going to just save her jumps for another day. She knows she's not going to be competitive here today. Yeah, lots of pats for that mare. And we'll stay with the USA and welcome in now Lily Keenan, ranked among the world's top 30. She brings in a 10-year-old gelding. Westphalian this one. This is Le Louvre 5. The Lily's had this horse for almost a year. She got him in the spring of 2024. He had been developed up to 1.45 meters in Germany. They had a nice summer in Traverse City, some good placings there, and started the year jumping their first 4-star Grand Prix together. This should be a nice spot for this horse. And Lily is another with just a very exciting string at the moment, as we saw her jump both kick on as well as faster in yesterday's qualifier. She still has Argonne sitting at home. Yeah, again, just getting those lines done early. Beautifully ridden. And again, here is where, if you can, you want to get straight to this fence, but you really want to shave as much time as you can around that corner. Because just doing the numbers isn't going to cut it here today when it comes to this time allowed. Yeah, jumping into that triple combination is just a touch on the outside track in 7. And if you can, again, you want to shave that turn here to the last line. These two are going to be a touch over the clock as well. And it'll be a total of 3 time faults, 75.16 seconds. Beautiful over the jumps there for Lily and Lelouve 5. Now again, top 10 advanced in this winning round competition. That's going to put Lily into 6th. She'll be just above Nina Malave and Mai Clementine by about 1/10 of a second, not even. Lily Keenan, 75.16. Nina Malave, 75.23. It does come down to both faults and time here to determine those who move on to the winning round. Well, this combination is certainly going to have a lot of eyes on them. Harry Charles is back in the ring, and this time he's aboard the 11-year-old Westphalian gelding Zinde. And this gelding has just an absolutely incredible background, trained by Christian Kukuk, and then, of course, partnered with Philip Weishaupt. They were silver medalists at the European Championships, 3rd in the Grand Prix of Aachen, the best performing horse for Team Germany at the Paris Olympic Games. Eve Jobs purchased this horse in October, and Harry Charles is her fiance, and he's taken the reins early on this horse, kind of to get to know him. And it's not that Eve will eventually take the ride, but for now, an absolutely incredible mount for Harry. This is a very special horse. And he looks like he just does it so easily. You know, it's a beautiful round so far. Very accurate. I'd imagine on this pace they'd come home with a couple on the clock. But I don't think Harry will mind that. I think this is all about just continuing to put in confidence-building rounds as he continues to get to know this horse. No rails today, but there will be 7 time penalties. They'll move into 14th, so outside of the group coming back for that winning round. But boy, do they look like a pair to watch. 79.28 seconds, all 7 of those penalties coming on the clock. 11 remaining to see in our first round, and we take the top 10 forward to the winning round. Here doing Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Ocala Week. And this venue just does an incredible job making the venue feel even more special for these big weeks. really first hosting a grand stage of the Longines League of Nations last year. It's the only Longines League of Nations event in North America. They have that privilege again this year, and that will happen during the Winter Spectacular finale week in March. So now 2 5-stars on the calendar as we add in this World Cup qualifying week. Kristen Vanderveen back in the ring now. This is another young one for her. DSP Undercover, brand new partnership this one. This 9-year-old Rhinelander stallion by Unbreakable Zed, imported at the end of last year. This horse is actually jumping the young horse divisions as well as some U25 classes with a rider from Germany in Mick Honhorst. Another debut at this 1.50 height for this 9-year-old. Staying a little bit more on the outside track there, doing one extra step than maybe a few that we've seen up that first line, but it very much is off your eye. Yeah, just jumped a little bit into that plank. Again, this would definitely be a lesser experienced horse. Looks like he's being a little bit strong. Kristen kind of fans out wide instead of working on making that turn a little bit tighter, using the space to kind of get her horse back and focused, and he just looks a little bit on his forehand here. Kristen's really working to kind of get him listening to her. So again, this is just a little bit of training and experience for this very new partnership. And she's going to elect to call it a day. Again, this partnership brand new, very new to the height. Kristen's going to encourage him. They're going to end on a positive note. And they'll take some homework away. You know, maybe want to play around a little bit with the bridle and adjust the tack. As we're in the single digits here, 9 remaining in this first round. Sean Jobin taking the stage next. And this horse certainly has the experience. Again, Sean Jobin of Canada bringing forward this 16-year-old veteran Dutch-bred gelding. This is Sterrenhof's Adenis. This one formerly campaigned up to the 5-star level by the Netherlands' Mark Hoetziker. Sean's been partnered with the gelding for about a year and a half. They made their World Cup debut as a partnership in Toronto and had a really nice finish on the grass, top 5 in a 5-star Grand Prix in Greenwich, Connecticut in September. Actually, I believe that venue changed over to sand. The top result at the level. You know, taking a little bit of a wider route, but continuing on the rhythm, not letting the turn stop them. Looks like they're going to pick up a couple on the clock here. But nothing over the fences. Still 5 time penalties, so that does put them behind the 4 falter. 77.81 seconds. It's a total of 5 for Sean Jobin and Sterahof's Adinas. So just 8 remaining in this first round. Dara Kenny still leading the way with that impressive 9-year-old in Lightning. Top 10 coming back. At the moment, that would be Dara Kenny, Laura Kraut, Harry Charles, Tom Watchman, Francisco Goyoaga Moye, Lily Keenan, Nina Malave, Renee Dittmer, Laura Kraut, and the combination we just saw, Sean Jobin. But still 8 more to see. So Sean Jobin sitting right on the bubble. As we wait our next combination, should be expecting Jordan Coyle next in the ring. Crowd enjoying a beautiful afternoon here at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala. Yesterday was a bit warm, but today it's actually significantly cooler. There's a nice breeze. And it looks like we will have Anna Christina Gunsauer back with her second mount next in the ring. She has I Denzel at the in-gate, and this horse is known for being a little bit difficult entering the arena. It is a pretty imposing entrance as you walk down the ramp. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's a lot to take in. You walk down the ramp, there are the arches, the big gate as you enter this stadium arena. And looks like Anna's going to get a little bit of an escort there. You know, and sometimes just having company for a little bit of an anxious horse can be helpful. Horses are herd animals. And it's just a little bit comforting to say, it's okay, I'm doing it, you can too. Come on in, the water's fine. You know, and Anna's fellow rider is just trying to give her a little bit of help here as she tries to enter the arena. Well, it looks like instead of seeing Anna, we're going to see a second ride here for Kyle Tim. And this is Kyle on his second ride, the 9-year-old Self-Rancé gelding, Glamour du Chanou. And this 9-year-old gelding, one that Kyle has owned really from the beginning of the horse's career, really since the end of his 3-year-old season. So he has brought him all the way up the grades. Developing this horse pretty exclusively in Europe. This will be his first international competition this week in North America, and today his first meter 50. But there's nothing more rewarding than producing a horse from the very beginning and bringing it up to these levels. A nice start here. Just maybe a little bit green there in that turn back and affecting the distance coming into that combination. Kyle does a little bit of a reset in that corner to kind of get the balance back where he wants. And gets a beautiful effort into the triple combination. But this looks to be a nice one. Modern type, super game to the fences. Some good ground speed. Going to be a touch over the time, but for a 9-year-old, that was a really solid performance. Just a little bit of trouble in that one line, but a strong debut at the height here for the 9-year-old Glamour du Chanu and Kyle Tim. Total score of 10 there, 8 jumping, 2 on the clock, 74.7 was the time there. Puts them outside of that top 10 for today. Currently the cutoff for that 10th spot, Sean Jobin holding that place in the standings with Sterhoff's Adinas on a score of 5, 77.81 seconds is their time. Well, looks like Anna Christina still trying to bring I Denzel back in the arena here. Having a bit of a conversation there. Well, the horse is in the ring. You know, there are some horses that just have a bit of hesitation entering the ring, and this horse is absolutely one of those. Usually, once he gets inside and picks up the canter, he's totally fine. We are expecting just 6 left to see here in the first round. Again, the cutoff currently a score of 5, a time of 77.81 seconds. Clear round should safely get you in to the winning round, and so would a single knockdown. But the time allowed has been very, very tight today. We're not going to see Anna Christina Gunsauer today with I Denzel von Het Muhlenhof. Instead, we will move into our final 5. Katie Dynan is back, this time with the veteran 15-year-old self-run mare by Rock and Roll Semele. This is Atika de Hots Vents. This is a lovely partnership. They're entering their 8th season together. And this mare has done absolutely a bit of everything, from speed classes to jumping the 4-star Grand Prix, placings at Ocala. But certainly as the mare, gets a little bit into her later teens, she's really at her best at this 1.50 and 1.45 height. Can be very competitive today. Again, needing to do 5 faults or better with that time of 77.81 seconds. That's what's needed to make the winning round. Time allowed has absolutely played a key role in today's competition. Maybe just did one more stride than she wanted to that vertical. That is going to put her on a score of 4, and she's going to want to make up some time here, because if she does stay on the 4 faults, she should make the winning round. And this is a quick-footed mare. And she can be handy, kind of shave a little bit of time in these turns with an experienced horse like this. Oh, and she takes an inside turn there. That was a smart move. Risk paid off for her so far. Really shaving the turn here. If she stays on this single knockdown, she should be in. 1 fence from home. She's good on the clock. What a smart ride there from Katie Dinan. Single knockdown, 66.96 seconds. That's going to put her right into 8th. So with just 4 remaining, she's not guaranteed to make it back, but she set herself up pretty well. That was the best that she could do with the single knockdown. Really smart ride there from Katie. That is a really fun mare. All right, Dara Kenny sitting on top of the current leaderboard with the 9-year-old Lightning. Now coming back with this veteran 13-year-old Hanoverian gelding. He's by Chaco Blue. He's out of a Cassini mare. This is Chacasini. We did see Dara ride this one in the qualifier yesterday, along with Eddie Blue, who he'll be riding in tomorrow's Grand Prix World Cup. This is a cool horse. He's had quite a few riders over the course of his career. Among them, at least most recently, before Dara, was Martin Fuchs. But when Dara got on this horse, he said they just instantly clicked. He said he's unbelievably fun and competitive, and his huge stride can make him fast against the clock. These two were winners already in the 5-star speed stake at London in December. Kicked off the year with a 3-star win in Wellington, and could be quite dangerous here. Now, unlike a jump off, you don't come in reverse order, or you don't come in back in the same order in which you jumped in the first round. You do come back in reverse order of standing from that first round. Of course, you do have to first make sure you make it in to that top 10. And that cutoff has indeed changed. So it's a score of 5 now. That is Laura Kraut and Balatinue. Currently the cutoff score, 73.36 seconds. Well, at the moment, they're looking quite good. They're clear. It could be close on the clock. Dara has to kind of stay out and put some shape in that line to make the striding work, but brilliantly measured. He is clear and just under that 73-second time allowed. He's going to move right into 3rd. So currently sitting on top and in 3rd in this winning round competition. That will take Laura Kraut and Balatinue out of the winning round. And the new cutoff becomes a score of 472.89 seconds. So the new cutoff there on the bubble, Renee Dittmer and Chelsea 179. So just 3 left to see here in the first round. And that means that Tom Watchman and Abora's Laura guaranteed to qualify for the winning round. So too Francisco Goyoaga Moyet, Harry Charles, Derek Kenny, Laura Kraut, and Lady D. And Derek Kenny on his first ride of the afternoon in Lightning. Still to determine the final 3 placings we have on the bubble. Lily Keenan and Lilouve, Nina Malavey and Mai Clementine, Katie Dynan, and Atika and Renee Dittmer currently again on the bubble for that cutoff. In the ring now, Charlotte Murray. This is the 12-year-old Zangerscheid gelding by Messenger Magnum Z. Charlotte, one of the younger riders in today's competition, still eligible for the U25. She's had this horse for about a year and a half, getting him in the fall of 2023. They've jumped a lot at the 2 and 3 star level mostly. This is their first week jumping at this 5-star level. Good use of the verbal cues there. Fit things in that tight triple combination. Putting in a very solid ride so far, but there comes that second rail, so they are put out of contention for the winning round. But a solid 5-star debut. It's going to be a total score of 12. 76.98 seconds was their time, so that's 8 jumping and 4 on the clock. And I don't think the score was quite indicative of the round there. They did a lot of things really well. It was pretty smooth. You know, overall, quite a positive experience for these two. So with just 2 left to see, that's going to guarantee Nina Malavey and Lily Keenan will come back. So Nina Malavey and Mai Clementine and Lilouve 5 and Lily Keenan both have assured their places in the winning round. So Renee Dittmer and Katie Dynan still on the bubble as we get to our final 2. Eve Jobs is back. This is Canto Bruno. Great to see Eve competing back at this 5-star level. We saw her yesterday in the qualifier with this horse. Absolutely beautiful round. They had just a single time fault. But this is a class horse. Eve got at just the end of last year. He was jumping on the Western European League and World Cup events with a Finnish rider named Ora Vasama. Really just debuted internationally at the beginning of the year. But this 14-year-old Oldenburg gelding is by Canto Blanco, out of a quality mare. You know, and Eve was jumping very successfully at the level back in 2019. She went to the Pan American Games. She went to the World Cup finals. And then she took a little bit of a break from top-level sport. She was focusing on school. Started to get back into the sport the last couple years, jumping mostly at the national level and some 2 and 3 stars. And then she's really recommitted herself over the course of the last, 8-9 months or so. And she's gotten some exciting horses. And back at this 5-star level, she's coming back for the winning round. Another beautiful trip for her with a single time penalty. That'll move her into 7th. That does bump Renee Dittmer from the winning round. He'll be looking from the outside in. And that leaves just 1 remaining here. Nina Malavey, or rather Katie Dynan, the new cutoff. Katie Dynan, score of 466.96 seconds. That's the current cutoff here with just 1 left to see, and that is going to be for the Czech Republic. Vaclav Stanek and Candid 14. They come in next year. This 13-year-old Mecklenburg gelding by Celestial. This is the final combination of our first round. This has been a nice partner for Vaclav. Formerly ridden by Germany's Andre Thieme. Partnered up in the fall. Vaclav, of course, riding alongside Daniel Coyle at Lothlorien Farm. We've seen quite a bit of them here at the World Equestrian Center over the course of the end of last year and early winter season. Get a little bit underneath that plank. Need to readjust here. That was a good adjustment there as Candid kind of kicks up his heels a little bit. These two are top 10 in a pair of Grand Prix to start the Winter Spectacular show season. They stepped up to the 3-star Grand Prix level, had just a single time penalty, and now stepping into 5-star competition. But really, the stage doesn't seem to bother Vaclav. In his 5-star Grand Prix debut, he won. And that was at Spruce Meadows with Quentin last year. He's really a hard worker. Gets a little bit lost there in the corner. It's going to be quite tight on the clock. But he should make it in. He will. He keeps himself under 4 penalties, and he will be the 10th and final rider to make it back for the winning round. Vaclav Stanek for the Czech Republic and Candid 14. That's your 10th combination. So those 10 combinations, they have been confirmed now to come back for the winning round. They will come back in reverse order of merit from their performances in this first round. So we will see Vaclav Stanek come back first. You're taking a look at the standings. They'll be coming back in reverse order of this. Katie Dynan just bumped there from the top 10, along with Renee Dittmer there in those final riders. You had to keep all the fences up today to make it back for the winning round, but time faults will be accepted. But don't forget, those time penalties will go away. Everyone's going to come back on a clean slate and start on 0 coming back for this winning round as we take a look a little bit farther down the leaderboard there. Our ring crew here hard at work setting up for the short course that will be the winning round. We're going to see Vaclav Stanek and Candid 14 right back in the ring. Last to go, they'll be first to jump over the short course. We'll then see Nina Malave of France and Mai Clementine. They can be very, very dangerous when it comes to speed here in the jump off. Lily Keenan and Lelouve 5 will then come back for the U.S., followed by Eve Jobs and Canto Bruno. For Spain, we'll see Francisco Goyoaga Moyet and Staccato Cornet, followed by Tom Watchman for Ireland and Abora's Laura, Harry Charles and Casco Blue for Great Britain, and then our final 3. 2 of them will be Dara Kenny. Dara Kenny will come back first with Chakassini. Then we'll see Laura Kraut with Lady D, and then we're probably going to have a brief break as we allow Dara to warm up with his final mount, and it will be Lightning, that 9-year-old, to decide it here in this 5-star winning round competition. So much is happening here at the World Equestrian Center. It is World Cup week here in Ocala as we lead up to that 5-star Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Ocala tomorrow night. Right here in the Grand Arena. First horse is in the ring at 7 p.m. Eastern. Our broadcast will begin at 6:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can watch that exclusively on Clip My Horse TV. Today's competition is also being aired on FEI YouTube. If you are watching on FEI YouTube, first of all, thank you for being here. But know that you will have to watch and have your subscription ready on Clip My Horse in order to watch the World Cup qualifier tomorrow night. And of course, there is even more to come. We'll have a National Standard Grand Prix competition here on Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern. Katie Stazak here. Thanks for tuning in and watching watching this meter 50 5-star winning round competition. We are going to be setting for that jump off, and we'll be back with the top 10 in this winning round format very shortly.
Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. If you're looking for elegance, luxury, and splendor, then Golden Ocala is your gateway to it all. Enjoy fine cuisine overlooking more than 1,200 acres of beautiful rolling hills. It's no stretch to say we've carved out a piece of paradise, a place where you can live life, a place where you can live golden.
Claire's father said, if you see something you like, I'll reinvest, and he actually bought Ryan's son. Like Ryan's son actually suited me because he was quite sharp, quite sensitive. So I come out of school, I came up to the house and banged on the window. Come on, watch this horse jump. He was more or less a machine, you know, not many horses that are the same every day, and he was the same every day. Ears forward, right, where are the jumps?
We used to have a pig called Norman that I used to get on.
He made a sledge for hopscotch and he used to drive it around the field with the kids on it. You just wouldn't do that with your Grand Prix horse, would you, today?
I was in hospital in Stockholm. I said, right, where's my jeans? It's Olympia next week. At least it's not boring what we do.
Step into the new era of jumping during the Longines League of Nations at World Equestrian Center, Ocala. Tickets are on sale now for Thursday night's thrilling Grand Prix and Saturday's prestigious Longines League of Nations event. Watch the world's 10 best jumping teams featuring Olympic-level athletes in 5-star competition, March 18th through the 23rd. Don't miss this unforgettable week. Visit wec.net to secure your tickets today.
Well, welcome back to the World Equestrian Center. If you're just tuning in, you're just on time. The top 10 are about to return for our 5-star winning round competition. They are returning in reverse order of standing from the first round. So the top 10, regardless of score, do come back for this winning round. But now those scores, if any, are erased. Everyone comes back on a clean slate, but their performances from the first round do determine the order in which they return. And that means Dara Kenny, who posted the best score and time from the first round, gets that all-important pole position of going last. So the top 10 that we will be seeing, it will start with Václav Stanek of the Czech Republic with Candid 14. We'll see Nina Malave with My Clementine, Lily Keenan with Le Louvre 5, Eve Jobs with Cantor Bruno, Francisco Goyoaga Moyet and Staccato Cornet, Tom Watchman with Abora's Laura, Harry Charles with Casco Blue, Dara Kenny with Chakassini, Laura Kraut with Lady D, and last of all, Dara Kenny with his second ride in Lightning. Well, I'd like to say I have the best seat in the house, but those people might have a better seat than I. An incredible view from the balcony of the fabulous Equestrian Hotel. Ring crew hard at work here, getting things in pristine condition. There's so many great places to watch the competition here on a beautiful afternoon in Ocala. It's cool and breezy, and it's always a great day to watch show jumping here. And if you are in the area and want to come out to watch the outstanding competition here for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Ocala, tickets are available online. I'm not sure how many there are left. Reserve seating is completely sold out, but there might still be some general admission tickets available, and you can search for those online if you want to get a piece of the action here on site. And if not, you can tune right in here at Clip My Horse and watch the competition live starting at 6:50 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. It will be the finale of the North American League season, determining the final athletes that earn their tickets to the World Cup finals in Basel, Switzerland in April. It's been an incredible season that's taken us across North America. Just last week we were in Puebla, Mexico. The week before that in Thermal, California. Well, the winter circuit has been going on all winter long here at the World Equestrian Center Ocala for the Winter Spectacular show season, kicking off in January. We posted everything from national competition, of course, to this 5-star level of show jumping sport. And there'll be another 5-star week as well in March for the finale here. Week 12 of the Winter Spectacular will feature none other than the Longines League of Nations. The only Longines League of Nations event hosted in North America will be right here in the Grand Arena. And it's just amazing how the athletes have flocked to this venue and supported sport here. It's such an incredible place to compete. I've had the great privilege of being able to both commentate and work at this venue as well as ride here, and it is truly unlike any other experience. This arena really is something special. It's a joy to ride in, but everything is thoughtfully done for the horses. There's so much riding space, so much green space for the horses, and honestly, my personal favorite are the stalls. The stalls are absolutely incredible. They're massive. Fans are built in. They're matted. There's a water spigot at the end of every half aisle. They really have thought of every detail. Of course, they're air conditioned. You can close the doors no matter what the conditions are. It's comfortable for the horses, and it really is just a special place to compete here. And this view, it is aptly named for the Grand Arena for this reason, having the Equestrian Hotel in the backdrop here. But it looks grand on camera, but I tell you, it is truly something even beyond that in person. And if you get the chance to come and visit, you won't be disappointed, especially if you stay in that hotel, because it's pretty magnificent. Well, it looks like the short course is set. We'll be getting underway with this winning round competition here shortly. 10 to see, that is the format here in the winning round. The top 10, regardless of score from the first round, return over this short course. Like a jump off, except you did not have to jump clear to get in. And the order of go is a little bit different, ordered based on reverse order. Reverse order of merit from that first round of jumping. So your performance did determine that order of go here for this shortened course. All right, first rider is back in the ring for the winning round competition, returning in reverse order here from the first round. So we actually did see Vaclav Stanek last in the first round, but he will be returning first here because he just squeaked himself in for this winning round format. So Vaclav is the leadoff competitor here, and it's going to be a familiar start here to this winning round. It's the same first 3 fences, and then it'll actually continue to 4 and 5. And Vaclav does go for the leave out there, and unfortunately he is unseated there from Candid. He's up right away, looks to be just fine. All right, Nina Malave back in. This time we have the very quick combination, My Clementine. Marching right up there in 7. This is going to one that's going to put quite a bit of pressure on the rest of the field. Oh, and she gets the leave out in 5. Absolutely outstanding. Spins her out a little bit wide here, but she's on a good gallop. It's back to the combination. And now it's to a new line here. They swing back off the left to fence 12 and a long gallop past the in gate. Gets 8 to that final vertical. That's going to put the pressure on the rest of the field. Not sure how much more that combination could have done. That is a mare with a lot of natural foot speed, and that is certainly going to put the pressure on the remainder of the field. 36.16 seconds. That's the standard here with 8 remaining in this winning round format. Lily Keenan will be next as she returns with Le Louvre 5. Nina made it so that that 5 stride is a little bit mandatory, but it really does fan you out wide as you greatly open your horse. And this is a little bit of a younger horse for Lily, so she just kind of lost the rideability back there on the turn, and it just costs her on the clock having to go so wide. She takes a little bit of a reset. She's still pretty close despite having to go so wide. It looks like she'll take down the final fence as well. 37.99 seconds, the time there for Lily and Le Louvre 5. Again, that one just a 10-year-old. And not even a full year together. Definitely opening things up there to do that 5 line. All right, we head now to Eve Jobs. Eve returning with Canto Bruno, this veteran 14-year-old gelding. And while it's a veteran horse and a veteran rider, Eve has been out of the top-level sport for a little bit. This is still a newer partnership for her. We'll see what kind of risks they take. I would venture to guess that she'll be looking for just a consistent double clear today. But catch that oxer nicely. She does the 6, but that's going to help her turn back here. And that's a strategy that maybe a horse with a little bit of a smaller stride will take and can do that just faster. It is the consistent, conservative clear for Eve Jobs and Canto Bruno, but another beautiful round. It is so smooth with these two. They'll move in to second. .98 seconds was their time. More than 2 seconds back of Nina Malave and My Clementine. She definitely is putting the pressure on the remainder of this field, and already with a win this week with that horse. You almost have to do the 5 there. If you have a smaller horse, maybe you do the 6 fast and you can turn back very quickly. But you have to get the 5 done as early as you can so it doesn't fan you out too wide on your turn back. Here's Francisco Goyoaga Moyet and Staccato Cornet. Francisco does the 6, but he just, on that rhythm, gets there a bit too soon. You really are kind of left between distances there. He's going to try to pick up the pace and make up a little bit of time there after that rail. Lovely horse. 37.66 seconds and a score of 4. They will move in to 3rd. And that still leaves us with 5 left to see. All right, the young gun, Tom Watchman, U25 rider, in the ring now with a Boris Laura. Still trying to catch that time set by Nina Malavey. Gets the 7 done, so you've opened up there. Now, do you open up for 5 or do you do the 6 tidily? He's going to go for 6. Gets a nice turn back here. This is really where you can make up time off the gallop, but still have to respect this combination. It's set fairly tight there from A to B. Nice little shape there, gets the 7 done on a forward mark. And they move into 2nd, 37.39 seconds there for Tom Watchman and a Boris Laura. Still very strong. U25 riders here dominating the 5-star meter 50 winning round as they take up the top 2 spots. Still more than a second behind My Clementine and Nina Malavey. All right, Harry Charles on course now. He had an outstanding afternoon yesterday. Yeah, beautiful around the turn, doesn't touch the reins. He is going to do the ad here, but tries to put some shape so he's turning. That was beautiful. That's the best turn back yet that we've had to this Oxer. He's still more than a second behind the pace, though. My Clementine is so fast. He's racing home. Really has to steady to make that last fence work. Oh, he brings it down. 36.22 seconds. He was oh so close on the clock. Would have been second. He moves into 4th with the rail. Harry Charles and Casco Blue move into fourth, and that leaves us with 3 to see, but 2 of them will be ridden by this man, Derek Kenny, taking up 2 of the top 3 positions from the first round of our winning round competition. First, he's going to come back on the veteran. This is the 13-year-old gelding, Chakasini. Easily gets the 7. Now this horse has the step and it makes him quick. Dara's for sure going to do the 5 here and probably get it done easy. Absolutely brilliant. And he can still turn back quickly. This horse is going to eat up the ground across the ring. He's right there, just a 1/10 of a second back. Oh, but the stride just catches up with him in the combination because it's so short. Oh my word, what a good go. He will take the penultimate Oxar as well. But what a time. He would have been there had he kept going. He slowed up a little bit after the rail. 36.80 seconds. It's a score of 8, and it moves them into 7th. Not indicative of how good that round truly was. All right, the penultimate rider, Laura Kraut, bringing forward Lady D. Beautiful first round. Still chasing that time from Nina Malave and My Clementine, 36.16. She's hustling. Gets the 6 done easily. Acrobatics there over the vertical. She's a little bit back. This horse is just a little bit naturally slower than My Clementine, but Laura's making good work of the course. Puts some lovely shape there. The last line is ridden beautifully, and she comes close. 36.71 seconds. She's going to move into 2nd. Still a lovely effort there from that 9-year-old Lady D. Nina Malave looking for her 2nd win of the week. She has jumped only clear rounds here so far. Hasn't touched a pole. She is on top with that very fast time of 36.16 seconds. And the only rider standing in her way is Dara Kenny. And he's not going to be up immediately here with Lightning, as we just saw him with Chakasini. And he is currently sitting in 8th with that one. He's going to take a lot away from that. We'll likely have a different strategy with Lightning. First of all, the mare is just 9 years old, but also just has a smaller step than Chakasini. That horse has an incredibly massive step to him. So we'll see the strategy he takes. He's been able to ride the course once. He has to catch Nina Malave. 36.16 seconds. That is the standard that has to be caught here in an exciting winning round competition. We are going to give Dara just a couple of extra minutes here to warm up because he did ride just so recently on his first horse. So we'll give him a few minutes to warm up aboard Lightning, and he will be the last to decide it here in this winning round. So if you are watching here on Clip My Horse, we are just waiting for that last horse and rider combination. We're giving Dara Kenny a few extra minutes to warm up because he has a second ride and had 2 of the final 3 rides in this 5-star winning round competition. He will decide it. Nina Malavey and My Clementine still leading here, and that standard to beat is still sitting at a cool 36.16 seconds. Another beautiful day with a perfect backdrop here. A stage that has been building all week long up to the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Ocala, and that is the feature of the week and of the North American League season as it gets underway tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to be here on site, there might be a few general admission tickets left, and you can purchase those online. If not, I hope you're right here at clipmyhorse.tv. If you are watching this class on the FEI YouTube, a reminder that you will need to have your Clip My Horse account set up and ready to go, ready to watch tomorrow night starting at 6:50 p.m. Eastern. And here's our final combination. Dara Kenny is back, and this time he is aboard the impressive 9-year-old Lightning, this Dutch red mare by Cannon. Dara's ridden this track once with a very different horse in Chakasini. A little bit more mature, a lot bigger of a step. And the question really is, do you do the 6 in that second line of this jump off? You have to get it done early so you can turn back quickly. That is the way to do it. Land the 6, or land the 5 rather, and then turn back quickly to the double. Gets the 7 done. All right, this horse can turn. Oh, he takes down the back rail. The win will go to Nina Malavey, a second win of the week in 5-star competition with My Clementine. Let's see where this combination ends up. They're about a second back off the pace as well as Dara slowed down a little bit after having the rail on that oxer. Still a great day for Dara, a great day for this talented 9-year-old mare. Up and over the last with the single knockdown. 38.24 seconds is the time, and that should be good enough for 4th. Or actually, that's going to move them into 8th. There we go. Standings updated. That will move them into 8th. So that will do it with today's 5-star feature. $62,500 purse on offer today in this 5-star winning round competition at the World Equestrian Center Ocala. Nina Malavey is going to take a second 5-star victory of the week with My Clementine, jumping clear in the winning round. 36.16 seconds was the time. Very smart in the first round, just focused on jumping clear over the jumps. She had 3 on the clock and then really turned up the heat here in the winning round. That is the beauty of this winning round format. Laura Kraut, one of 2 double clear efforts today. She finishes second with Lady D, and their final time was 36.71 seconds. Tom Watchman finishing third with Abora's Laura. 37.39 seconds was their time. Eve Jobs takes 4th with Canto Bruno. Harry Charles will finish 5th, her partner there with Casco Blue. Francisco Goyaga Molet will finish 6th with Staccato Cornet. Lily Keenan and Le Louvre 5 will finish 7th. followed by Derek Kenny on both of his mounts. He takes 8th with Lightning and 9th with Chakasini. And Vaclav Stanek finishes 10th with Candid 14. Just on the outside looking in, Katie Dinan finishes 11th with the Tika, followed by Renee Dittmer in 12th with Chelsea 179. It's a big week here in Ocala as you take a look at the final standings here from the 5-star winning round competition. So we are building up all week long to the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Ocala. That happens right here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tune in to watch it live right here on clipmyhorse.tv starting at 6:50 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to come on site, try to nab a general admission ticket, maybe if you are still available online. Katie Stazak here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow for the grand event in the Grand Arena. I'm going to turn it back over to the house now and Brian Lookabill to introduce our winner for the presentation.
Again, look up on the board there. The predictor game is an opportunity for you to get on the action here tomorrow evening for our main event. So scan the QR code, download the predictor game, and take a chance to win those great prizes, including that FEI.TV pass, the grand prize, the trip for two to Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Final. And just play around with that. You can also download it with the FEI.org/predictor being listed in your web browser, and we hope you'll be a part of that again Saturday night. Making their way back in among the top 8 from our winning round competition here on Friday afternoon. We'll be welcoming, of course, the winning rider, Nina Malave for France, with Mai Clementine on her 36.16 top time. So she'll be leading the way for the second time here this week. We'll also have Lara Crowd of the USA with Lady D just a fraction back for second place. Tom Watchman of Ireland and Obora's Lara will round out the third position for Ireland. And for the USA, Eve Jobs and Canto Bruno will be fourth. We'll have Great Britain's Harry Charles and Casco Blue fifth. Francisco Goyuaga Molet with Staccato Coronet in sixth place, with Lily Keenan and Lulu 5 for the USA in seventh. Derek Kenny and Lightning for Ireland in eighth. Jennifer Glass, our awards coordinator, getting everyone into position among our top 8 rankings here today. And as that happens, we'll ask everyone who's still with us to please rise, if you're able, and remove cover. We will pay tribute to the winning nation, Nina Malave from France. There you have it, your winning effort again from Nina Malave for the second time this week on My Clementine. What a dynamic combination they have formed for the victory yet again in our 5-star winning round event. She'll make her way over for a victory photograph in our Friday feature, and we'll have our representatives of Andrew Ryback do the honors. You'll note, of course, that for the second time this week, she's also picked up one of those coveted World Equestrian Center signature coolers, along with that biggest prize check of the week. And as soon as this photograph is complete, just in front of the Longines timepiece oxer that was a part of the combination in our jump-off round, she will also have earned the right for the second time to lead our victory pass. But right now, we'll get those ears up for the winner's photograph. It's Nina Malave and My Clementine. So now it's time for her to lead the way, ladies and gentlemen. The celebration for a win in our show jumping event, of course, is the victory lap. She'll be doing the honors. And among the top rides here will also include runner-up Laura Kraut with Lady D, third place finisher Tom Watchman with Oboros Lara, and again, Eve Jobs with Canto Bruno, Harry Charles with Casco Blue, Francisco Goyoaga Molet with Staccato Cornet, and Lily Keenan with La Louve 5 and Derek Kenny with Lightning will round out the field. Give them a hand while they make their way around our Grand Arena. Nina making her final departure from the ring for the day, but we look forward to having many of these same riders back to show under the lights here tomorrow night, and we have a full day of action that will lead up to that Longines FEI Jumping World Cup North American qualifier here in Ocala. We will be back underway here tomorrow morning, and it will be our Saturday performance getting underway at 8 o'clock. So plan to be with us here, and we look forward to that. And then, of course, tomorrow night, under the lights, be a part of that World Cup qualifier and all of the events leading up to that first horse at 7 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We will be seeing you back here for our Saturday edition, Week 7, at the World Equestrian Center Winter Spectacular.
Check 1, 2, hello, 2, check, nothing, hey, nothing. Hey, 1, 2, hey, 1, 2, 2, check. You don't hear that. Check 1, 2. There we go. Hey. Hey, 1, 2, check 1, 2, hello, 1, 2, and check. We are checking the mic. Hey, and check. We are checking right now, checking the check 1, 2, and we are checking, and 2, 1, 2, and check, and we are good. Checking 1, 2, hopefully 1, 2, and check 1, 2, check, and 2, check, and 1, 1, 2, 2, check. And here we go, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, and 1. One, two. Hey, 1, 2. Check, check. Yep. Hello, 1, 2. Yep, that's me. Hello. Microphone, 1, 2. One, two. Check. Hey, 1, 2. Yep. Hey, boy. Hey, 1, 2, check. Hey, 1, 2, 2.